Acts 14 tells us that Paul and Barnabas went to a city called Lystra, and while there, they had a very interesting interaction with the people. Luke tells us that the people there looked at Paul and Barnabas and saw them not as mere mortals, but as gods themselves, specifically referring to them as Hermes and Zeus respectively. But if you're like me, much of your understanding of who Zeus and Hermes are might come from different pop culture sources like Disney. So who were these two deities really? Well, Zeus, for starters, is the god of sky, lightning, and thunder in the ancient Greek religion, as well as the ruler of the gods on Mount Olympus. He is also infamous for being romantically active with many entities, both male and female, and god and human. Hermes, on the other hand, is the messenger of the gods, and is thought to have served as something of a guide for departed souls trying to traverse the afterlife. He also had more than his share of lovers. Something you may not have noticed, however, is that these two deities sound a lot like a few others in ancient mythologies. I'm talking specifically about Odin and Thor, and then Thoth and Anubis. Zeus is often thought to be a Greek version / hybrid of Thor, the Norse god of thunder and lightning, and Odin, one of the more prominent Norse deities. Meanwhile, Hermes is compared often to Anubis and Thoth, who both served in varying capacities as guides to the afterlife in the ancient Egyptian religion. This cohesiveness, the sharing of deities, is actually exceedingly common throughout history, especially in this Mediterranean region with how connected it was and has been, even going back to the time Joseph brought his family all the way to Egypt. Scholars and historians, both from a Judeo-Christian or secular background, often find a great deal of similarity between these different pantheons and deities of the different people groups throughout history. This apparent passing down and sharing of these deities is also not foreign to the Bible. In Ecclesiastes, the author notes that there is nothing new under the sun, lending credence to the pantheons of especially non-monotheistic religions throughout history, being exceedingly similar. Additionally, there are many passages throughout Scripture that reference a class of spiritual beings called the sons of God or the heavenly host that might shed some light into why there are so many similarities across all of these different cultures throughout history. But for now, that's enough for this historical minute.